First off, I got to start with Greg, because I know you're a huge fan of all the comic books. Why out of everybody, because really you could do anyone you want, why out of everybody did you choose Green Arrow?
Well, first thing I'll say before I answer is just how wonderful this moment is to thank everybody that came out tonight. It's so, for us, we work so hard on these things and everybody kills themselves, but we're just, in TV, you just don't get to always meet the people that love the show or the audience, and so we're so grateful just for everyone's commitment to the show and for everybody that's sort of spread the word, so thank you for that.
This is kind of like an upscale Comic-Con.
Yeah. We picked Arrow. Arrow was always, to me, it seemed like ripe for a TV show, in part because he's a crusader for social justice, which you kind of knew in the DNA of the show. It felt like, well, there's many episodes of a TV series there. And then I would say the other thing that was appealing to us was always exciting and interesting, was just the possibility of doing an origin story. In a movie you do an origin story and it's the first 20 minutes of the film. But in a series you can do an origin, in this instance, for us it's The Island, you get to tell that over multiple years. And so much of the DNA of who that character was and the origin of that character and his development on that island just seemed ripe for storytelling. And then there was also, I think, the ability that he was really of our world, and that he was one of us. And so there was that element of it. I think the second half of it, just the desire to, for all of us that were involved at the outset, was our experience and Mark's experience along with us working together before and wanting to work together again. And then our experience working with Mark and I both, and Andrew, all came over from ABC, where we had worked with Mark Pedowitz, who was at CW now at the time. So it was really one of those great kind of things of we all really wanted to work together and bring a character to life, and this just seemed like, he just sort of seemed like the right one. And then the final thing I'll sort of say about it is you have all those ideas and you have all those notions, but truthfully, until you have the director of the pilot and your cast, you don't know if you just have scripts on pages of a script, and you don't know that you have a TV show. And we were so fortunate, from Stephen through everyone that we were able to get here, and David Nutter, and everything that everybody brought to really bringing it all to life, was for us, that's as much as you like to think you kind of create the show before that happens, that's really when the show's created. And so that was incredible.
Can you talk a little bit? I was there that day that Stephen walked in. Can you talk about that casting process? Because I remember the script was fantastic, but everybody talked about who is he.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had it actually happen that quickly on a show. Everybody ran down to my office. I said, okay, I had other things I had to go do, and I said to Andrew and Mark, if you guys, and to you, if you see someone you like, just come knock. And I literally walked 10 feet away, and it was 2 minutes later, and you guys are knocking on my door, and I'm like, I think you're a little eager. But I'll go in and I'll see whoever. And we walked in and Stephen was brilliant. And the thing that there were 2 or 3 scenes he had to do, and he obviously, you're looking for a couple things. You're looking for a great actor that can do all the emotion and all the heart and still the damage of this character, and that you're also going to have a character he's playing a completely different character on the island. Can he do both those levels? And then in addition to that, how much of the DNA of the original character does he sort of, do you feel like you're really sort of seeing Oliver Queen when you're sort of around him? And we all kind of had that collective feeling. The thing I'll say is, then when the show goes to get advertised and stuff, and they have him shirtless on everywhere that you we did not see him without his shirt in any of the audition process. So he got it because he was a great actor.
Worked out.
That's why he got the job. He got the job because he was an incredible actor, and we felt really lucky and blessed to sort of have him. And then in the shooting process, early on in the rehearsal process, David had him doing all sorts of things, and we got this video sent to us of what I thought was the stunt person doing the stuff. And I'm like, well, the stunt guy's really ripped, wow. Why is someone sending me this video? And David said, no, that's Stephen. And thus the salmon ladder was born. So it was, that was a discovery for us. It's always exciting and interesting. But that was sort of how it all came out.
That feels like that was the bullet in the chamber.
Yeah, I think, it probably was when the first sort of set of, it's always, for me, when the first sort of set of dailies are coming in and you're seeing everything kind of realized, and you know, it's, you know, you work so hard in the business and some stuff works and other stuff doesn't work, but you really do kind of feel like it's that every now and then that lightning in a bottle where everything kind of really comes together, and we've been really blessed like that.